All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the finale of WHS Season 2 of our Locks and Shocks for the NFL, where we give out our 3 picks of the NFL week. Obviously, it has come down to the final two, Gianni representing Salvation Army and Shawn representing Feeding America. Those two have the only chance at potentially winning this entire competition this season. Obviously, you will get everybody else's picks throughout the rest of this video because we still have to figure out seeding, of course. But as far as who wins it, it's come down to Shawn and Gianni. And once again, I do want to reiterate, the winner of Season 2 of our Locks and Shocks will be donating to a charity of their choosing with the sum of $150. It's going to a great cause, for everybody involved. And yeah, I'm actually, fairly proud of what we created this season with Locks and Shocks. So with all that being said, let me just dive into my first pick, my first lock of this final week. It is going to be the Jags over the Titans. It's simple for the Jags. Win, you're in. I think a lot of teams struggled in December. Jacksonville was certainly one of them. They've lost 4 out of their last 5, and everybody's trying to figure out what happened with the Jags. Well, they have a chance to remedy all that as long as they just win. All they have to do is win, and you win in the division. You're into the playoffs. And come January, it's a whole different animal, whole different breed. I think there are a lot of teams that might not be ready for that, but the Jags, they should be ready for that because they made the divisional round last year. They overcame a 27-0 lead in the wild card at home last year. So it's a time where teams really need to lock in, and we're going to figure out what everybody's truly made of. I don't think Jacksonville Jaguars are a bad team. I think this is a team that's found a bad stretch, but this is what separates the bad teams from the good teams and the good teams from the elite teams. And I've been on the Jags bandwagon, for really most of the season. Even going into the season, I was pretty high on this team. I think that they'll be able to get the job done against the Titans, who obviously are not really playing for anything. They should want a loss. So that's my first lock of the week. My second lock of the week, I might as well. Let's go with the Eagles over the Giants. Same situation Giants in with the Titans. Like, you really shouldn't want a win here. You should be expecting a loss so that you can get a better draft pick. And the Eagles, hey, you have to say a prayer. That the Commanders can pull out the victory against Cowboys, but you're in the playoffs regardless. But I think for the Eagles, what this is about finding your identity again. Like the Jags, you had a bad month, and with that it comes a lot of skepticism. I'm not Ben, I swear. There's a lot of bad juju around the Eagles right now. There's a big narrative that we're frauds and that we're this and that we're that. But the truth of the matter is, they're still a really good team, and we know how good this team can be. And I think all that this team needs to get back on track is a victory. And what better way to do that against a division rival? If we can pull out a 2-possession victory here, then I think that would do wonders for our confidence going into the postseason. So they'll be my second lock of the week. And for shits and giggles, why not? My shock of the week is going to be the Commanders over the Cowboys, because it's the Cowboys, and I don't know. Last year, Sam Howell made his first start with the Washington Commanders and shocked the entire world by beating the Cowboys in Washington for the final game of the season. Can he remedy that? Can he repeat that? I'm saying it's possible. I know this Cowboys team is a bit different. This defense is a lot more sturdier, but it's certainly possible. And for a Washington organization that wants something to change, to end the season on a high note, to finally realize there's actually change within this organization with having new owners and with having a franchise quarterback going forward, which is not going to be Sam Howell, by the way, but it'd be nice to end the season on a win if you're the Commanders. So why not they're my shock of the week. There's not a lot to go on this week because it's, a week where a lot of teams that we do pick are either sitting a lot of their starters, or they're already out of the playoffs and they're just expecting a loss to begin with. So there you go. Final locks and shock of the season.
For my first lock of the day, I'm going to go with the Bucks over the Panthers. The Bucks need this game to win the division and get to next week. And the Panthers are ready to rebuild and just go out and get whatever they can because they don't have their pick. So all they can do is just play out this game. The Bucks are going to blow them out. It's not going to be a competitive game at all. So my second lock of the day, I'm going to go with the Bengals over the Browns. The Browns are sitting everybody. I think the Bengals are just going to, try to win and get this last game entering the all season after, losing Burrow and everything. So I think they're going to try to finish the season strong and finish 9-8 for the season. And for my upset of the shock of the week, I think it's going to be I like the Ravens over the Steelers as the shock. I know the Steelers need this game and the Ravens are resting everybody, but I have a sense of the feeling that the Ravens are not going to get swept by the Steelers, and they're going to keep the Steelers out of the playoffs. So that's my shock of the week.